ערב טוב. רציתי קודם כל להגיד תודה לנסיך הקטן לערב הזה. משום מה הייתי בטוחה ששרת התרבות תבוא, ואני מאוד רציתי להקדיש את הערב הזה, לפחות את השלושה שירים שאני הולכת לקרוא אליה, אבל זה באנגלית, אז במילא זה לא היה.
Cut the bullshit.
Okay, cut the bullshit, right. Mahmoud Darwish, identity card. Note, I am Arab. My identity card number is 50,000. I have 8 children, and the 9th will be born at summer's end. Does this make you angry? Note, I am Arab. I work with my fellows in the quarry. I have 8 children. I bring them bread, clothes, notebooks from within the rocks. Don't expect charity at your door. I don't cringe at your doorsill. So does that make you angry? Note, I am Arab. My name bears no title, patient in the land where everything exists in rage. My roots anchored from the beginning of time, before time was born, before cypress, before olive trees, before grass sprouted. My father, child of the family of the plow, not of aristocratic status. And my grandfather, a peasant with no pedigree or connections, who taught me the pride of the sun before I learned to read and to write. And my home, the guard shack, fashioned of branches and reeds. Are you pleased with my situation? My name bears no title. Note, I am Arab. Hair color, coal. Eyes, brown. Characteristics accord on the kafia of my head. My palm hard as a rock. My address, I am from a forgotten village with no defenses. Its streets nameless, and all its men in the fields and the quarry. Does this anger you? Note, I am Arab. You robbed the orchards of my fathers in the land I tilled, me and my children, and left nothing for ourselves or our progeny, except for these stones. And if, as we've heard them say, the government confiscates them, therefore, right on the top of the first page, I do not hate people, and I am not an intruder. But if I become hungry, the flesh of my oppressors will be my sustenance. Beware, beware my hunger, my anger. Now I have my own a little bit. I have, all right, this one is my version. It's note, I'm a Jew. Note, I'm a Jew. Even though my identity card is silent on this issue, even though there is no tattoo in my flesh, note, I am a Jew. Even though a Jewish friend has refused to be counted among those who exist in this land wasted with hate, note, I am a Jew. Even though my roots were buried deep in this earth in ancient times and disappeared, smeared in blood only to resurface in its source, note, I am a Jew. Born in a war meant to make sure I wouldn't exist. Singled out again and again as evil and pure, yet instilled in paths of pleasantness and peace. Note, I am a Jew. I too have learned hunger and have learned what to do, what is needed to endure, to resist when threatened with slaughter, with fury, to labor to protect my children from terror, from rockets, from tunnels, from fires, to recall if I am not for me, who will be for me. And learn too to love over the clamor of war, to forgive hatred, to trust men as men and women as women, and humans as humans, and to feel the shame of conquest and cruelty, the displacement of villages and the poor, the shame of divisiveness, of senseless hatred, and together with this, to charge my people to love our neighbors as ourselves. Note, even though my friend was blown to bits in a terrorist attack, even though I am reviled by some who regret the job in Europe was not complete, even though I have done wrong willingly and unwillingly to others, I will write it on the doorposts of every home for which I am accountable. I'm a Jew. I want to read one poem more of Naim Araidi. This is the anniversary of his death now. And it is, and many nations shall come here and speak, and I shall be among them, a man who bears to men a poem. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, sometimes bearing spears, sometimes hymns, and I shall be among them, a man who bears to men a poem. Enemies are sometimes friends, and the vigor of the horses raises the value of the rider. Soldiers dead in battle are fallen forever, and all the life of peace is due to those awful deaths. But poets, in their life and death, remain but poets, and I shall be among them, a man who carries to men a poem. Violins are never worn if they're never in human hands, and in summer when the stones are warm, the spirit is within them, perhaps like blood. Man sometimes errs, curses, rages, and quarrels, but forgets at the passing of the storm, and will say it has never been, and will play other melodies, and I shall be among them, a man who carries to men a poem. זה הסוף של הערב שלנו, אבל סוף, רציתי להודות לכולם. I wanted to thank everyone who's participating this evening. It was a wonderful evening. And I think there are a couple others who really had a poem in them that wanted to read. And I wanted to ask you if you have the patience for this. And if so, I will, yes? Yes? You say yes, no? You want to break?
A break for sure.
Break for sure, they say. Okay.
No,
Mike writes to read a poem. I know Osama wants to read a poem. I know I want to read another poem. So I would suggest we take 5 minutes so that you can pay your bill and come back. 5 minutes, okay?